All right. All right. Let me get these names for you guys here. So we have Alan Simpson playing against Zachary Trounsend. And timer has started as well. All right. Okay. All right. I'll wait for them to start playing before revealing their archetypes and stuff, but should be pretty interesting. I know one of our players' decks. Actually, let me see. Let me get a sneak peek of what our other players playing. Let me make sure. All right, where is okay? They are playing. Okay, all right. I'll take this matchup. This is interesting. Well, I'll let you guys know what it is when it comes up. Should be pretty interesting. All right, and they have started. So we see at the other side, we see a Gulmon with a tie. So pretty good. And then we have a Jets, or not Jet Sophie, oh, and there it is. Okay, so there's a Nightmon. Let me get the names up for you guys. So Alan versus Zachary, Dorbick versus DarkKnight. Get the Deadly Axe mode, which I think will only let you get the Monimon. And just doing a hard play with that, not doing the Digicrossed effect of it. Or it's a Mighty Axe mode. My apologies. Mighty Axe. And then just playing the Monimon and looking top four. So you're going to get the Nene, and I believe that was another copy of one of your pieces. All right, going over. So attack with Gilmon, being able to draw two, one with the own effect and the Digimon, and then hitting into the Dark Knight. And then playing the Fireball, which you can use to get rid of the Montimon. All right, and then passing just one back, we have Sparrowmon open. It's only a 2K, unfortunately, because you don't have any crossheart effects. And there should be some music playing in the background. If it's too loud, let me know. Should be in the baby bear just right category, but hits into there. Oh, shouldn't. Let me read Sparrowmon. Twilight makes a 5K. Okay, then that is correct. Okay, I was looking at that like, why is it still around? Yeah, obviously it's known for a crossheart card. But yeah, Crossheart are Twilight, which it is a Twilight. So okay, I would doubt to see we'd see the new Jet Merva in this build, but we could potentially, I suppose. All right, we're gonna play the Nene for 3. Well, it's gonna pass the 3 anyways. All right, getting another copy of the Dark Knight, which was obviously the one card in security, but so it's 3 to 4 and. Low security hits pretty weak for our Dorbick player, so not exactly seeing the pieces you want. And that's kind of, even though it's like not this deck, Gallantmon is also kind of on my mind too. It's usually like a bit of a slower aggro deck, but just the fact that you could get some advantage from it being a little bit slower, and just how much it hits there. So, okay, so there we see the Dorbick, obviously. So if you are missing that, that is a temptation. Also, Guilmon to go into Raising's pretty tempting too. The Nene Tamer, in case you guys don't know, does give blocker to your Twilight cards, so that could be impactful too for, you know, preventing some attacks next turn if they do decide to get the Guilmon. But ending up just getting the Dorbickmon. There it is. So yeah, all your Digimon DarkKnight in their name or Twilight gets the blocker. So. All right, and you are at 0 memory right now as Alan. Gonna play Hero of the Skies, which essentially just lets you draw 2. And for 2, and that's not too bad. And passing it from there. We're going to Chumon and Raising. All right, and thinking from there. I will say Zachary has quite a few cards in hand, so it's interesting to not see a Digicross yet, but at the same time, there's not a lot of strength there. So, ooh, a GeoGrey, which will get the deletion there, and then it will play. Do you lose the Sparrowmon? Does having the Nene out will protect it 2K because it has Twilight in its trait. So yeah, another 5K swing, hitting into an Agumon, so you're safe there. Only one card left in security, pretty dangerous. If you have a Digicross into like a Skull Nightmon right now, you're in a really good spot. Looks like that is the case. So Digicrossing into the Skull Nightmon. So Digivolve 1, and then you get to get rid of something play cost of 5 or less. But unfortunately, that GeoGreymon is a play cost of 6. Even though you play it for free off your security, you are not being able to get rid of that, unfortunately. So, but it is being able to play something, and it does have a good all turns on deletion effect to make it kind of tricky for your opponent to get the removal from that, as well as having blocker too. So I think that's fine for that, and we'll have to see from there. All right, considering their next play. Again, 3 memory. You kind of feel tempted to play Dorbick right now if you've got it. Okay, you have another copy of Guilmon. So that's technically your third because you bottom decked one with the red mem boost. And Dorbick. Okay, so if you have the full 5 materials, so that's Security Attack +1. That is pop through careless Security Attack +1 once again. All right, yeah. So that looks fine there. Those are 2 different cards. Okay, just making sure on that. So this will check for 3 and then 4 with the Tie Tamer, but also gets a deletion of the Dark Nightmon. But the Dark Nightmon can play something off of one of its sources, so it's all turns effect. So you do have to be careful because I think you do get a deletion of something with 3K or less off that inheritable chain, but deciding to play the Deadly Axemon. Yeah, because when this would be deleted, return a level 4 to your hand. I'd play a Skull Knight Deadly Axe from this sources without paying its cost. 3, 4 checks. Interesting. You can't block with this. That's right. You cannot block with that. Izzy's really good at this format because it's always going to get you 1 memory inherently from the rules, but right, because it needs to have Twilight, and this is the old Deadly Axe, so it doesn't have Twilight in its sources. Or another Nene. All right, getting a Mighty Axe mode. And then hitting into there, and then just being able to swing there. Yep. Unfortunately, not having blocker on your stack or having a card you can play underneath it with blocker was kind of the decision point there. And Alan is able to take game number 1. Even though that was kind of like, an OTK at the end, I think it was pretty close. If Dark Nightmon did have the materials that needed, you could have had a blocker to prevent that from happening. Unfortunately, for the Dark Knight player, that did not happen. So But we will be going into game number 2. Time to make some adjustments as well. And I'm guessing this is going to be obviously a quicker match for this one. But we'll end up seeing if, obviously these are pretty aggressive decks. There's more defense in in Zachary's DarkKnightmon. But we'll have to see. I think Alan was a little bit fortunate. He did find 2 Gilmons and was able to use them for a lot of draw and pressure as well, so that's kind of important. And the GeoGrey in the security is very strong too, so we'll have to see how it goes from there. What do you guys in chat think about this matchup? Where it's just me, so I'm going to talk with chat a little bit more today, but I think, I don't know, I'm pretty biased. I think it's pretty obvious that I'm a big fan of DarkKnightmon. At least compared to Dorbick, I like it a little bit more than Dorbick. So it's a deck that I play a lot and I've had a lot of fun with. So I'm interested to see if it's able to come back after being 1-0 so far and get some games. All right, just confirming the shuffle. You got 40 minutes for maybe 2 games in an aggressive format, so you're probably fine. I would be too worried. Would not be too worried for this matchup. All right, looks like Zachary's deciding not to keep their hand, and Alan is happy with it, so putting 5 into the security while Zachary goes for another round. And what would you want for your opening hands in these scenarios? I would think like, rookies obviously are like the easy answer, but both decks kind of are Digicross decks, right? You both have to find the materials you really want to see. And Zachary decided to go second into this game. And no rookie, but Heroes of the Sky to draw 2, pass 2 is okay. Yeah, there must be a Dorbick in that hand if Alan decided to keep this. All right, so we're going just turn 1 into the Skull Knight. Or sorry, the Dark Knight. So obviously nothing on the board to interact with on this one. Playing a red Mem Boost, looking at the top 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well only 1 hit. Sending all 3 of those to the bottom of your deck. Obviously a Dinosaur with security attack +1 ain't too bad. And the only thing about Dorbick, you do miss out on the potential restand, which is a little bit impactful for something like this, but we'll see. So attacking with your Dark Knight, hitting into there, and you do have the security attack +1. Oh, not being able to play cards off effects is actually kind of mean off the Crimson Blaze. So obviously, because that's something that not inherently from like Digicrossing isn't affected by that because it's just a reduction from it. But if you play stuff off, like if your DarkKnightmon does get deleted, you won't be able to play anything from underneath it. Ooh, okay, so going on into that one. Let me get that. So that is our Dark Knight X antibody, which is really weird. You have like an X antibody in this deck, and like it's the only thing for it, but that's okay. Also, we're doing a little bit of Dark Knight coverage for this one because I'm really excited for the EX4 stuff. I haven't messed with it too much, but just the fact that we get kind of some new support. And I'm a fan of Blue Flare as well, so being able to put 2 archetypes that I like together is kind of nice. But yeah, you can... when did you evolve in turn 1 purple or black Digimon other than Darkknight? Then if DarkKnightmon or X antibodies in this, you can delete 1 tamer and unsuspend this Digimon. So even though you're not impacted to get that there. So, but deciding to attack first with the Dark Knight, which is really interesting because if that was another Crimson Blaze, you could have popped the Sparrowmon. But again, and then Sparrow probably going in. All right, another tie, so a little dangerous. But no GeoGrey is kind of good. 1 memory left. This could already be going into our last game of this round, or at least of this match of this round. All right, and we get the Monumon and the Cavalier mode, I believe. Okay, 3 memory for Alan as our Dorbick player, so you can play Dorbick and you can't attack with it. The issue with this is just getting that final attack. If you're running like a red hybrid card, I think what you already have plus. Okay, so +1 security, +2. I don't believe that one gives. All right, so those are 5 sources. So this does do 5 checks. Because 2 +1s and then the 2 ties. So this is a 5-check attack. And deciding to pop the Sparrowmon, even though I would have popped the Monimon because the Nene could have given it a... could come out of security and give it blocker. All right, and in raising... And we do know that there's a delicate plan in hand for Alan as well, if needed. You're at 1 memory. You can go up to 3 if you want to as well. Yeah, there it is there. So no option cards in that. Security. Pop in the boost just in case. Because if you do hit Izzy, if there's an Izzy in there, you will pass turn as well, which we saw an Izzy in the last one. So going on in. Hitting into, okay, that's an option that won't play. 3, 4, and 5. All right. And you have hybrid for game. All right, yeah, you kind of need hybrid. You obviously can't Omni in this deck either. All right, Fireball for 2 to get rid of that and pass, and that should be it. Should just be that. That is it. So you were able to put him down to 0 security, but that's not enough in a game like this. And we're going into our 3rd game. It's going to be game 3 here. You know, obviously both decks can be very explosive and get a lot of advantage. The security attack +1 inheritable off the DarkKnight stack was pretty important too. Was able to get 4 checks off that one and from there, and a little bit lucky that your cards did survive that, but we'll end up seeing what game 3 looks like. I'm pretty sure a lot of these other games are still going through game 1 as well, so we'll see what it looks like. All right. And who you guys in chat? What do you guys think? Who's the winner in this matchup? Do you guys want Dorbick or DarkKnight to win? Obviously, both are 1 apiece. We're going into game 3. Only one can win. I severely doubt there will be a draw in 30 minutes. It could happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could happen. Let me know what you guys think. DarkKnight. All right. Good. That's my biased commentator. DarkKnight, yes. Has anyone messed with DarkKnight at all in EX4? Tried it with the new blue flare stuff? Yeah, we see all these DarkKnight mons in chat. Love to see it. All right, I'm no longer a biased commentator. I'm a commentator of the people now. All right, so Pride Memory Boost, that's a whiff, that's a hit, that's a whiff. So, okay, playing a Sparrowmon and trashing the other 2. The TK, or yeah, not the TK, the Izzy and Joe. I haven't seen Izzy and Joe in a hot minute. Not seen him in a hot minute. All right, Fireball, which, yeah, we'll get rid of that Sparrowmon because we don't have any Twilights out. And another Fireball to let you draw the 2. And unfortunately, a full pass from there. I feel like Alan started with they kept their opening hand, but must have been a little bit rough. So looking at top 3 and deciding not to raise. All right, keeping in the same order. It's for 4, but you get to get the memory back. And yeah, pop in the boost to go to 2, and then probably playing Monimon. Okay. Aura and X. So looking at the top 5, which we kind of know 3 of them. All right, and thinking on their play again, it's looking like Alan's not finding the pieces that they needed to find. You know, with double Fireball, they probably like, okay, I could draw 4 cards pretty easily. I doubt that they'll have, you know, they'll put something in the battle area for me to interact with the Fireball. But okay, going into the Agumon and raising. Probably wanting to hold on to it in case you needed it for your Dorbick Digicross, but then just going, you know, the full 6 to play the GeoGrey, which is large enough to get the deletion on the Deadly Axe there, and will be passing 4. All right, and attacking with the Sparrow. All right, it will get deleted, and Pokemon activates. That's some kind of Twilight card. Couldn't catch it immediately. And for people wondering, we do have 111 players today into this event. All right, yeah. Oh, this DarkKnightmon feels so bad because we've seen this before where the GeoGrey is just a little bit too big, but you get to get the deletion there, or not deletion there. Yeah, I think you have to get rid of the TK, right? No ties on the other side. I know I just put this card away. He's back. Return 1 black or purple other than Dark Knight to your trash your hand. Then if Dark Knight or X antibodies in his cards, delete 1 Tamer and unsuspend this Digimon. So unfortunately not a choice. All right, Agu swinging in, hits into... Oh, I forgot what these... I think it just adds to hand. But that essentially lets you cross from your trash. Let me figure out. Let me find the card. Immortal Ruler. Yeah, so you can trash drop 3, then you play Dark Knight from your trash without paying its memory cost. If would be played, you can also use the cards from trash. Yeah. I'll get that up. I'm hitting a Dorbick, which are too large, and then another copy of A Delicate Plan. Okay, hatch in there. Currently 2 security to 4 for Dorbick versus the Dark Knight. I will say, like, Dark Knight is kind of like one of the weird archetypes that does have inherent tamer destruction in the actual archetype. All right, Agu attacking in. Hitting a Chumon, so it does survive. Our 2Ks and 3Ks are doing well today, and then hitting into I think another Chumon, so gets another survival. And with no rookie in raising, and additionally, you're in a little bit of trouble now, the Skull Knight. You're only at 1 memory, so you don't get to use like a hybrid either. You can put them down to 0, and you put Monimon in back, but I think you're in a bad spot. I mean, if you want to get rid of the... You can Immortal Ruler here, right? And you can attack over the Greymon, and you get to get rid of the Agumon, and you have a blocker up, so that could be something. But you're in a bit of a bad spot, yeah. So Immortal Ruler, so 1, that's a Dark Knight, that's another Immortal Ruler, and a Pride Memory Boost. So nothing fantastic off there. Yeah, I know. Does not look like we hit a Dark Knight from there, so no effect from it, unfortunately. You know, there's a shot that there's not a Dorbick in hand, right? Dorbick in hand will win it for you, though. Even if you don't have like the full 5, I think you only need 4 with the memory that you have set up. Assuming like even if they pass you to 1, you have 4. You start at 5 if you need to. Yeah, needs the Death X. Yeah, they're gonna have to keep digging for that. If they end up playing it, they might win the game, but they lose the tournament, right? Yeah, if you have, you can get rid of this Agu, and you can go into a it will have blocker. Like if you have like Mighty Axe mode, like that's the one thing I can think of, because you can get rid of the Agu and get the defense that you need. But even like Skull Knight would have been the best play, because then if they try to remove it, you get another blocker. Oh, just playing it, the chunky old one. All right, let's talk about this guy. So he's bad. You do not want to play him outright. You do not want to play him. But here we are. He's kind of nice, and he will have a bunch of blockers instances on him, because he'll have blocker, and then you can play the 2 cards underneath it. All right, so there's Dorbick. And immediately security attack plus 3. Yeah, and you have so much memory, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, but the card, and also the cards it plays are suspended as well. So that doesn't really help you, because you can still get the deletion with Dorbickmon on the Knight there. Yeah. And you get some choices, but you still have enough memory to play the Delicate Plan that we know is in hand. And I think that's really it, unfortunately. The red-green card is Master Tyrannomon, which gives Security Attack +1. And Agu swings in. That will take it. And that will be it. So Alan takes it 1-0, or sorry, 2-1. They get 1 game over the Dark Knight. But this is a fun match. There's a lot of back and forth. Obviously, both could hit each other to 0 pretty easily, and getting that last hit afterwards is a little tricky. So, okay, we've got a battle of Sams on this one. Let me actually make sure I put the right Sam on the right area. It's, you know, I do a lot of commentating. It's pretty rare for 2 people to have the same first name on this one. Okay, and there are also 2 people I had my notes on, which is nice too. So let me make sure. So we have Sam Bull on the top. I'll let you guys see what they are playing once it becomes apparent, and then we're playing Sam Morris on the bottom. And that should be lining up. There's our Sams. Sam Bull versus Sam Morris. And all right, I'm going to promise, unless there's an extension, my clock is going to be absolute. It is currently 1-1. So see if that continues to be this case. All right, one of these players is playing Shine. So spoilers on that one, which means you just have to believe in your Gallantmon player. If Gallantmon wins, we'll play it. We'll watch him next turn round. Easy. Gallant wins all the time. All right, looks like Bull is good with their opening hand, and Morris is as well. We're getting into this round number 2 here. Again, we have a little over 100 players. All right, let's find out, did I put the right name to the right thing? All right, that is looking like a ShineGrey to me. Which is, you know, technically a multicolored deck, but not too difficult for you to play everything red. But oh, having to do the hard pass, very unfortunate. We have Sam Morris on the other side. Oh, there's a Wanyamon. And going into a Vmon, that's right. That's looking like an Ulforce. So ShineGrey versus Ulforce. Honestly, I'm pretty happy we got this match. We'll see who does well. But having to play a Vmon for 3 and do well there. But yeah, Sam might not have kept their opening hand, Sam Bull, because this just looks like a rough ShineGrey hand. Because if you had a rookie Tamer, you'd play it already, right? Oh, there's a Leomon. So, you know, there's pretty much 2 prevalent variants of Leomon right now. If you play, or of Ulforce, if you play the Leomon or not. All right, going for 2 into the GeoGrey and then using it to play a Tamer. Okay, interesting that they decided to just pass for 3 instead of not playing the Tamer outright. And looks like we're attacking with GeoGrey into security to get a card draw off the Koromon. And hitting into Lanamon, so you are narrowly okay. A little greedy, but it paid off. And then for 3 going into the RiseGrey, which should get a memory back due to having a Tamer out, if I'm not mistaken. If you have a yellow, a red, Tamer play, yeah, and it was a GeoGrey, so you should be, there it is. All right, we found out. They cannot hear me. So it was a moment of clarity. So I think it's possible for you. You'd have to have a Hammer Spark, right? Because Leomon can't attack over for yourself, and most of the level 5s, if pretty much not all of the level 5s to go into in this deck, cost 3 to do so. Yeah, not happy with the cards in hand. All right, Vmon in first. Let's see what we get. Hitting it into an Agumon, so that will get the deletion of the Vmon there. Yeah, it's definitely... It's a Sam off. Only Sams. All right, and we're going into the RiseGrey X there. Playing a TK and Kari Tamer there. Obviously nothing to interact with. You could have also paid the 1 for the Marcus if you wanted to, but that would pass turn. But I think it would have been worth it, right? Because then you'd be able to put on top of your deck. Man, you got chat is good. Chat is beating me on my own jokes today. That's unfortunate. That should never happen. All right, deciding to attack, and I believe you are pretty chunky with this. You should be at, I believe, like 13k? How much does RiseGrey X get? Plus 1k, and then it should be at 11k, I believe. Oh no! That is an Ulforce, and there goes your stack. And just for 4, playing another TK, or not TK, Tai and Kari, which means you will be getting an additional 2 memory next turn if they hit you once and you survive, I suppose. You get another memory, but not looking good. Security has minus 2k. I don't think that makes a difference because it's a 12k and it was a 10k, right? So it's 12 to 12. I believe that's the case. All right, but just kind of showing that they don't have the Ulforce in hand and still don't. So without a level 6, they can't push too much damage. Kind of need a level 6. Giving some thought there, because you don't even want to use like the Aandroidd effect, just because like there's a shot that it puts your Ulforce to the bottom. So there's a Leomon, there's another Rena, another Leo. So still no level 6. Yeah, Rise was at 10k plus 1k per tamer, but doesn't the inheritable for Agumon also give you? Oh, it's only the Digimon gets. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it was at 10k and then minus 2 from the TK or from the Tai Kari. So it was 12 to 12 essentially, or 10 to 10. Also, chat. This is way off of it. Yeah, you know, I'll say it later. But we have GeoGrey, or not, sorry, a regular Greymon, the red-black one from BT12. Both players not finding the pieces they need, unfortunately. All right, there's a Veemon. Any, 2 more draws. Have they helped you at all? And again, you do not want to use the Aandroidd because it won't find the card. And yeah, no rookie for ShineGrey is rough too. Yeah, both players like, where are the cards I actually need? What are all these cards in my hand? Why do I run these cards? Why don't I run only level 6s, right? All right, playing Rena. Interesting. So going to give evade to the Arrow V, and then you get the memory back, so you're at 1 from the inheritable. Evade is nice, but does not prevent, does not save you from DP reduction deletion either. And then Leomon for 2 to pass 1. So you got 2 blockers. Obviously, Leomon's the better one. And then you're going to start at 3 memory as ShineGrey off both copies of your Karis and Tais. Let's see if they found anything useful. All right, they're gonna move up their Marcus. This Marcus could be impactful. If you have a RiseGrey in hand, you can attack with it. Digivolve your Greymon into the RiseGrey, and then the RiseGrey will have your effect to gain a memory back, but then also get it there. So I think that's if you do have a RiseGrey in hand, you're in a really good spot, and that seems to be the case. Oh, it might be RiseGrey X. It's a RiseGrey X. That is not what you want. unfortunately. All right, any tamers from hand? Still okay. Okay, a third copy of Taikari. All right, you're gonna get a lot of memory, and you're choosing not to give minus security to. Oh, so you're gonna get rid of the arrow, which again won't reduce the effects there. I don't think you get the additional copy of with the timing. I think you can only activate 2 of them for the when attacking effect. Doesn't look like it's going to make a difference, but... I'm curious. Yeah, there's no rise DP reduction. You're right. Right, because it needs to have... Yeah, I unfortunately cannot interact with these matches, unfortunately. I'm only a spectator today. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because it's only if you have the actual card in stack. Would Shine have made a difference though? Because I think would Shine have been able to get rid of it too? Yeah, it would have been a little bit different. Because you could have used Shine to get rid of that, but Leomon should still be on board, right? Yeah. A little unfortunate on that one. Alright, well. Those ties and Karis are going to get a lot of boost. It doesn't look like it, but Shine still has four cards left in their security. And going into the Metal Gray, interesting. Interesting. Is this definitely an interesting build of Shine Gray? So what does the Metal Gray actually get for you in this? I know like you alternates when attack target switch, you can play a black or red tamer with a cost of 4 or less for your hand. So that plays anything, so that's nice. But it's like you have to like raid with it, which is kind of rough. Alright, well, hit into security and got the Geo Gray. Obviously hitting nothing on board, but... And it looks like we're finally going to Ulforce. Okay. It's for 4. You get a restand. Rena's effect activates. You get a memory back. And then I believe your stack has 1 or 2 ways to get more memory. So that's pretty good. And then what do you put back in hand? Or you put a Jerry out. So you get a restand. 1, 2 memory back. And then you get to return something to hand. So Shine Gray is tempting. You can Digivolve on top of it if you don't have a way to get rid of the Metal Gray as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So yeah, bouncing Shine back to hand. And you have the security attack +1. So this is going to be 2 checks. So if you have another Rena in hand, you're in a really good spot. Oh, another Jerry, though. It's not going to quite do it. So 2 checks. All right. And I never remember this card name. It's just Worst Buster. You get to play markers from your hand, and then 3 opponents Digimon gain for each. So you have 4, so it gets -8k. And then you get another check at 4k. That's Shining Blast. All right, and you are big enough for this Agumon. All right, I mean, if you attack in... Okay, going into Ulforce X. Yeah, we're still in BT12 here. All right, so we're going to use it to unsuspend one of your blue tamers, right? And then attack for... Were you still large enough to attack over that GeoGrey? Were you still big enough? I thought you still had like -4, so it'd be 12 to 12 or 12 to 5, right? I'm missing a +2k somewhere. Right? I don't think it was big enough to survive that. We'll find out. I mean, again, we're an observer. We're here to have fun today. If they both, I mean, if both players missed one thing at least, right? All right, actually, here, let me make sure they didn't just scoop it up. Let me make sure. Let me see who they say won that, because they've scooped up. It is officially past time for that. All right, we're back. I'm pretty sure it should have, right? Because Shining Blast says, yeah, then for each. I talked to them a little bit. They said they both agreed Ulforce won, so There was definitely I did let them know about the WarGrey misplay though. 100% let them know about that. They both told me that the Ulforce was large enough to survive that last check, so I'll believe them. I still think Shining Blast would have brought it down to 4K because you had 8 tamers out or 4 tamers out, and it may have been Sample not recognizing that it's minus 2K to 3 Digimon for each because the wording's a little bit weird, right? But anyways, we're here in game 2. Sam Morris starting off with a Vmon and raising, Vmon in the active, playing a Davis and an Ulforce from there. All right, starting off with an Agu and raising. Agu in the... Yeah, they're saying it didn't get minus 8K. So regardless, if you scoop it up, you scoop it up. You concede. So like it can't change the results, unfortunately. But I think it should have not survived in security. It had evade, but then what do you do, right? And I don't remember exactly how much security Sam Morris had, but I don't think it was an automatic win for him either. But I think with actually with the Marcuses, it may have been. It's hard to say, unfortunately. All I know is we're in game 2. We have it here. We have WarGrey hitting the board, being able to play a Marcus from your hand. So pretty easy start there. Looking really good for WarGrey there. Hitting an Agumon in security, so 4 security to 5. All right, building their stack and raising and passing back 3. Let's see if they decide to raise, and let's see if they decide to use Marcus's effect as well, which they seem to not to. Playing Agumon, looking at the top 4. You can get any of these Greymons that you want. Only issue is that, next turn they're probably going to be Ulforcing. Generous, letting us see a lot of cards in their hand. All right, going into the Greymon there. Any ties in hand? No, they're not. Unfortunate. Yeah, that Greymon's actually pretty nice in this deck because it doesn't really care about which tie. It doesn't even matter if it's only tie. It's just a tamer with tie in its name. It's only if you don't have a tie out already, but it's pretty solid. And I understand like why people are playing it in this build, even though it's a little off sometimes. And also like the WarGrey digivolves into it for 4 because it's only a digivolve for 3 on top of a Geo Greymon. All right, but we have the Ulforce there. Playing a tamer. And hitting with jamming and security on that Shine is pretty good there. And bouncing back the Greymon, it seems. I would have bounced back the Geo Greymon personally, just because it is a little bit easier to go up your chain. But and then the Davis effect, looking at the top 3 cards of your deck. And looking like just having to play a Vmon there. So no only Davis has your only tamer. No Renas quite yet. All right, and any thoughts of no, just deciding to keep their Marcus down. Maybe they just don't have like the level 5s that they're needing, but they're being suspiciously conservative with their choices on keeping those around. All right, I'm missing something. Why did he return the Vmon to hand? Do you guys know? Did he just not have enough memory to do it? I don't know why he did that. Maybe he asked to take it back? And then just give him the memory back? I don't know. I'm not sure. All right, Ulforce is attacking. Oh, it was a card reveal from Tamer. I see. Okay, that makes way more sense. Yeah. Okay. All right. That makes way more sense. You're right. Just normally I'm not used to like Ulforce digivolving it and it being, you know, passing turn. Okay, another Tamer there, and it's 2 checks because of the Arrow Veedramon inheritable. If you have 2 of the V Tamers, you do win. You can restand and then attack again. All right, that is not there. So it is, you know, for 4. And you are playing a Leomon, so that's quite nice. And then you do get the restand as well. Right, and just thinking on how they want to pass this turn. You can attack again. You don't have blocker on your Ulforce anyways, but you know that 1 extra card could be another Tamer that gives them more advantage. So deciding just to Digivolve for 2, leaving them at 1, and passing there. We do have Leomon that does gain 2 memory back. That Davis, the Marcus does also gain memory if you attack with a Greymon, which is quite nice. All right, and are we pushing stuff up? Are we paying for Marcus's? We can pay for like 1. All right, Aandroidd X for free. There's a lot of Greymons. RiseGrey X, which you already have on the board, and 2 copies of ShineGrey. Looks like ShineGrey is the play. Okay, attacking with Marcus using the effect, which will let you go into a ShineGrey for free. There it is there. Have I not pulled... I swear I pulled ShineGrey aside. All right, so rereading what it does. So it will get like security attack +1 and +3 KDP. And then for each of your yellow red tamers, you have one of your opponent's Digimon and all your opponent's security get -3K. So you have 3 tamers, so you can give something -9K. So So maybe a little bit tempting to give it to the Ulforce stack. Also, Marcus is 6k security attack +1 as well. Do you have... Are you large enough to get rid of the... Where's the extra 3k coming from? Oh, -4 from the grays and... Yeah, okay, okay. You're right. Yeah, unsure why they didn't bounce. Because they couldn't? That's probably why. Yeah, but and you bounce at the start of the turn. Which, did he bounce anything at the start of the turn either? Oh, he didn't have enough tamers. You're right. Yeah. So you have to have activated. I think and there weren't any Agamons left. But I think he could have bounced one of the Greymons back, right? I think he could have bounced one of the Greymons back. Because you only had one, so it was a 4 or lower. Alright, getting the memory back, and you have your ShineGrey. Yeah, agreed. Alright, still no block, which is a little surprising because you could pass the turn right now. Yeah, but you didn't have the jury out until after the start of your turn, and it restood at the start of your turn, so it has to activate. Because it procs on the first one. So at the start of the turn, you restood, yeah, the unsuspend phase. Yeah. All right, attack with GeoGrey as well. You know, if this Leomon does survive with Blue Mem Boost, you could just win by attacking out. Alright, and you can play a Tamer, but you can't get a deletion of anything because you don't have a ShineGrey underneath. Oh, 1 second. All right, yeah, we get it back. Yeah, he did that. He did it last game. Yeah, I literally told him in between rounds, you don't get that unless you take evolve on top of a rise. All right, well, then you were in trouble now. You got 2 attacks on board. We'll have to see what's in that security. There could be a Sunrise Buster or something to help save you there, but we'll see. Are they? Oh, there's one security. You could just. Oh man. Okay, attacking with Leo. All right, there we go. That's assuming you have a hybrid as well. All right, Sam Morris comes out on top with Ulforce. Okay, here we go. Well, both these players know each other. It's Ari versus Sam. He pretty much said, like, so Ari versus Sean. So I'm gonna put up the archetypes there. It's an EX2 show off because it's going to be Gallant versus Beelzy, which both of them got some good support in EX2, and then additionally Gallantmon got some good support in EX3 and kind of around there, and then Beelzy got its own like star deck and everything else. So we'll have to see who gets it there. But I think obviously like Beelzy X is like the one to say, oh well, obviously it's the one that's still topping in BT12, and it didn't really it did get like a little bit worse with Impmon to 1, but still interesting to see who gets it there. So we do have Gallant. We'll see how it goes. And we have both these players here. Who do you guys think wins this matchup? You think Beelzy X wins it? Let's see. I mean, you're technically on the right channel. You're just at the right channel at the wrong time. We do some BSS stuff here, but wrong channel at the right channel at the wrong time. So let me make sure I get this timer set up because timer's already ticking. 2, 1, bam, synchronized. Perfect timer right there. That's true. Yeah. Both of them have the, well they have like the complementing sleeves for each other too, which is really really fun to see. They said they've played this a lot. They both know each other's playing. So, but it looks like Ari's going into the star deck Impmon, going into Wizardmon, which is better at the top of your deck than necessarily in your stack, but passing 2 over. All right, going to Guilmon. And then playing the EX2 one, looking at the top, I believe it's 4. Oh, there is a Tamer, and it looks like a Gallant X. All right, going into the Wizard X, and then playing the Ayamako, looking at top 4 of the deck. All right, and then going into a Growlmon. And there's that's Growlmon, right? Yeah, if you don't have a Tocado in play, you can play Tocado without paying its cost, which is pretty nice. And also having more Tocados in the set is also pretty nice. Yeah, because BT12, I mean, there was a bunch of support for Gallantmon in BT12, but it's just it hasn't been enough. It hasn't been enough in the regular format. Yeah, okay, I will say, every time I see a Gallantmon on stream, it's always a max rarity deck. Like, people who like Gallantmon, they go head over heels over it. They know that this is their deck. They go crazy for it. All right, hits I believe it's either a Growl or Gately. Either way, not big enough to attack over. Playing an Impmon, passing to 3. And you got to be a little bit careful leaving that Impmon out because that can get some easy destruction for you there, too. And a Tocado. I'll bring that card up as well. Start your turn. It's a memory setter, but also by placing this Tamer in 1 Growl and 1 WarGrey from your trash in any order at the bottom, devolution of one of your Guilmons. That Digimon may digivolve into Gallantmon, ignoring its level for its cost, and it gets plus 2k. So obviously, just being able to get the 3 memory is nice, and having a Tamer out is nice too. All right, and there's the Gallant X. Max rarity. I'll help him out with the card image. I'll make sure if I can get the max rarity ones, I'll get them. Yeah, so you got the deletion on the Digivolving. And you didn't have the Gallant RX antibody, so there's no trashing security. And you hit a Gravity Crush with that Wizard X swinging in. Yeah, unfortunately, Gallant does like some of the X antibody as well. It's also unfortunate like Gil X doesn't help you with your finding X antibody stuff either. All right, mulling over their options. All right, and just playing a Wizard out. Man, this Beelzy is not finding the pieces they need. Not finding a level 5 is pretty big. And, you know, not having a Yaman, you know, which you could use for trashing cards from the top of your deck, not too great right now. All right, that's going to be attacking over the Wizard. I think you get some memory from your Inheritables and a card draw from Koromon. And then 2 memory back, Deathslinger and Wizardmon. That's so funny. So like this is a weird matchup too because some versions of Gallant like help your opponent trash cards off the top of your deck, which obviously Beelzy does not want, or you know does want. You do not want your Beelzy X player on the other side of the table to get those mills and to say, oh, you know, I hit Wizardmon, it's my turn now. Sorry. A little strange there. All right. And Digivolving for 2. And you have a Takato in play, so no additional Tamers coming out from hand. Another Pogu and Razy, so looking like they're choosing to use Pogus almost exclusively as their eggs, at least the majority of it. Wizard into Wizard X. Attacking with the Wizard X, hitting into a Growl X. Sorry, yeah, putting a card to the top of the deck, which is a Beelzemon. I believe it's the EX2-1. And then for 3, playing the Itmon. So if they do get deleted, you get Trash Top 3, and then you get to play an Itmon again. So that's kind of nice. And I'm guessing around 15 cards in Trash right now. Wasn't able to pick a great pick. And if you are playing Crimson mode, you do have to be careful as Beelzy, because if they don't like give you like they can just snipe a lot of damage out of nowhere too. All right, and then there is the EX2 Takato. So this one, I still think this one's like the better one of the 2 that we have right now. Just being able to use it to give stuff blitz is great, and the additional memory you get from deleting stuff. All right, 3 cards left in security to 2. And I do not believe they have 20. And that's also an IMX, not the Star Deck one. So I think Gallantmon's starting to get a lot of advantage here. All right, playing the Beelzemon. I'm pretty sure if you just have Crimson mode, you win. Yeah, you do. And that is it. All right. Sean taking game 1. Crimson Mode is definitely a game ender for this. As long as you have like the Tocado 3-drop, it is. There's not a lot you can do against that, unfortunately. It is a very, very good card in this matchup. So trash top card of your opponent's security stack, add 1 to the number for every 10. So if they had 20 cards, which I believe they did, that is 3 cards off their security stack, and then you get to attack in for game. Very strong there. So yeah, sometimes you have to give your opponent an extra memory or 2, or give them an Impmon on board for free, but at the same time, sometimes you just get to burn 3 damage. That's probably fair, right? All right, and looks like Sean is happy with their opening hand, and Ari needs to look again. All right, and unfortunately, just having to play a Wizard X, yeah, are a little bit frustrated. I would be too, not finding any rookies and just having a slow start here. Meanwhile, 2 rookies on the other side for Sean. So by the rules of the game, the top card of your deck should be the bottom card of your security. That's the preferred order. It's loosely not enforced. Some people just move top 5 over, especially with like mulligans. I find it more often than not. But because for Dragon Ball Super, which preceded this game, and it's still around, but preceded the release of this one, you could just do whatever order you wanted. But for One Piece and Digimon, technically, when you lay out your life, top card becomes the bottom card of your life or security. But it's not heavily enforced. I'm 99% sure what the preferred method is to laying out your security is you one by one card, put it over, second card off the top, put on top of the first card, continue from there. I'm like 99% sure. All right, Wizard there for 2. No tamers yet. And looks like, going into the WarGrey in raising, just to prevent, the additional trashing of top cards of deck for the Impmon. All right, and are we getting the deletion yet? So they will be 1, 2, 3. So Deathslinger, and I don't think, Blast Mode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think exactly 9. Oh, 10. 10 it is. Okay, so you do have enough. You get to pop it like you did. And then playing your Tocado, passing 1 back. Right, looking at cards in hand. So you do have like a little bit of momentum here. Looking to Rivals Barrage, get the Bowmon. Probably Digivolve it there, yeah. Passing 2, but it does have its on deletion to play a Beelzemon off out of your trash, which I think exists in trash right now. Not 100% sure. All right, well, there goes the WarGrey X. Let me bring that one up. So you get to Digivolve for free on top of a WarGrey. And then to the Digimon gain, on deletion, lose with memory. And then 6k or less, which doesn't exist. But then we get the deletion there. And then they get to play that fancy new Beelzemon on the board. But do you have Crimson mode right now? If you have Crimson, you're in a good spot. You you do have our Gallant X. You do have the Gallantmon underneath it, so, and then a red Memboost. So a lot of momentum for Gallantmon right now. Looking quite good for Sean. All right. Well, Deathslinger is a good card still, so no Rookie and Raising, but you are able to get rid of their threat and just pass it from there. All right. So playing our Guilmon. Yeah, it's 0 memory right now. You have red Mem boost if you want to boost it up. My guess is that they maybe want to go into like another Tocado, but pop in the boost and okay, yeah, that's yeah. Want to play that. Going to pass over to 2, and then you get to go to 3 next turn. You can kind of ramp into a Gallantmon if you so desire. Did they not pass back with Gravity Crush? All right. Well, it's a little late for that, unfortunately. All right, and they just they hard played the Beelzemon. Is the BT10 one, which you don't see too often. It's a bit of a neat pick there. I'll say neat. Technically Crossheart. On player when Digivolving, trash top 3 cards of your deck. Then for every 10, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. You did have to pay it for 11 though. That's a little rough. All right, Gallant. Getting rid of both. Gain the memory back. Yeah, it's looking everything for Gallant. Just not like just running out of rookies. Just has felt really bad for Ari. Yeah, I obviously if they had more memory, they'd be able to do more stuff. But by and large, I still think I don't think it made a big difference to this match. You guys could have your own opinions on it, but it's just looking like Ari's just straight breaking and not finding what they need, unfortunately. I think even if the 2 member you would have given back, they would not have a good way to use it. All right, going into the warp. All right, well, if you have this and then pass in 1, you get the blitz. You tack into it. Pass in 1. Yeah, and just... Yeah, only big boys in hand, unfortunately. So there it is. Sean taking it 2-0. All right, we have table number 6. We have... this is the pair down table. So I'm not going to say the archetype straight quite yet. Just make sure they don't get spoiled on it here. But it should be interesting. I will say, like, one of the players is playing something that was not... It was a unique archetype, so I kind of felt a little bit like, you know, we're getting down to it. We're going to see a lot of Beelzebloom for probably the next 2 or 3 rounds. So let's get the matchup that's not that. And that is what we have here. So it's going to be Joseph Reyes. From again, was a world qualifier in the 2021 season, so quite an accomplishment there. And then his opponent is Aaron Woodrow. So we'll have to see what that looks like there. I'm gonna use a little bit of wake up juice. It's starting to get... It's not too late. It's like 9 o'clock. Not terribly late, but it's starting to feel a little bit. We got a couple more rounds of Digimon to go. If there's any sense of me being tired, it is nothing to talk about the excitement of these matches, but more of just the lack of a constant sleep schedule for me. So Wanyamon into Gabu could be anything. Could be a couple blue decks. Into Leomon could be a couple blue decks. We'll keep it a little secret for a little bit more. And we have a Koromon into a red Memboost with a Tai, an Agumon, a Greymon, and an Agumon. So looking more like a Black WarGreymon. Looks like getting the Agu X. Put the names. And I'll also double check for Aaron's list because I don't think this is what I... Interesting. Pretty unique build for Aaron. Alright, attacking with the Leomon, being able to get a Jerry from the Gabu effect. Yeah, I'm just going to put WarGrey for now. I think that's moderately accurate. Now that I've re-looked at the list that Aaron's running, I'm actually kind of glad we're watching this match too. We'll see if it does anything. All right, goes into the Ultras mode, which is some good protection in, having to run a mono red build, which obviously at this point we are seeing that we are running mono red. And when I've looked at like the Black WarGrey and WarGrey builds, red's still usually like the one you want to look at, but you do miss out on a couple pieces that are like black, like the new Tie Tamer, as well as white, like the X antibody option and Cool Boy. So you do definitely lose some power compared to other decks in this format. So. All right, attacking with Leomon. Top 3 again. No Tamer this time. Hits into a Metal Gray X, so you get your 2 memory and your card draw. And so you're now at 5. All right, and for 2 going into the Lanamon. All right, and then Jerry for 4 to play another Leomon. Very good value there, passing 1 right back. And thinking about it. All right, another red Mem boost. So passing the 3 with the Davis. Looking at top 4, we see a WarGrey, Metal Gray, or sorry, Gray X, Greymon, and another red Mem boost. So we're not playing a 4th one for sure. And getting the, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, getting, I believe it was the Gray X. What's my thoughts on Leo Force versus Leo build? I would say, like, previous format, it wasn't super good because I felt like more people were running Gauzies and Modoki Betamons. But right now, I feel like just it's more people are running aren't doing that. So get like the memory gain from it. It's actually pretty important, and like being able to hit like a Jerry off security to play a Leomon can save you in some situations. It's more of that. You have to be careful by playing Ulforce, just because like Quartzmon is really hard to out for the deck inherently, which I think a lot of people are playing in Bloomlord, as well as Machinedramon is very common, and you have a really hard time outing that card as well. All right, and playing the Vmon there. And you do get the Ragna, which is quite nice. But you do still need to go up your chain eventually. Though if you put a level 5 in raising, you're in a good spot. Especially because you'll be passing back to 1 again. All right, and then goes into AOV for 3, passing 1. Let me, this is my bad. Let me get this clock for y'all. All right, goes into the Metal Gray X from BT9. So you get the Security Attack +1 and the boost. So I believe you're at like 13k. And then going into the WarGrey, which then you'll be able to raid. Do you have piercing? You do not have piercing. Unfortunately, do not have piercing, but you're going to attack with this. Get the raid. Jerry effect, you get to draw 1. Two checks there. Going down to 3 for Joseph. All right, and so going into Dorbick. See, this is the spice. With the with there, so then you can end of turn DNA into Ragna. Yeah, I think this is game over. I think that is just it. So you get a when Digivolving Blitz, and then also for every 4, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with play costs are 20 and the trash top. So just need to have 12 cards and sources, which you did have, and Ragna sneaks in a win. We saw this a little bit in the BT11 format as well for Ultimate Cup, this Ragna version of WarGrey. And I'm gonna sneak this. I'm gonna fix the name. I did see it, but I didn't want to. Now that it's known. Yeah, really interesting, and gives you like a real win condition for this deck. And I wouldn't say like this is the first time I've seen this, but it's definitely like a lesser known spice that can sneak some wins, and I like put some extra pressure when your opponent's not expecting it too. So very like it's a weird card. It's a really weird card. It's from the star deck that the red and black star decks for Jessamon and like the Ragnar Lord weren't super popular. Like the Jessamon support was great, but there it is, yeah. And game 1 went to our WarGrey player. It's a little spicy. Again, it does take up some setup. You do have to get the pieces for it. You did need what was it? Not Flamedramon. Flamedramon. You did need the Flamedramon inheritable, which you did have. With the end of turn DNA Digivolution. But there it is. All right, going into game 2. Looks like Aaron kept their opening hand. Joseph going for another go. And if Joseph loses here, we'll have 5 undefeateds going into round number 5. Which means there's a good chance we're only doing 6 rounds tonight. All right, just starting off with the Agumon and the Red Membos looking at the top 4. There's a Dorbick, there's a Metal Gray X, and an Agumon available for you now. Deciding to get the Metal Gray X and passing 3. All right, Vmon and Raising. We're going to go into a Veedramon. And into the Arrow V. So, pretty good stack there already for Joseph. Now, obviously, I would say that WarGrey is better if you have everything set up. But Ulforce can be generally a little bit quicker in finding its pieces and putting on the pressure. So you do have to be careful about that. And I think Joseph bricked a little bit for that first game, but it looks like as long as he's got a level 6 in hand, he's in a good spot for game number 2 already. All right, Agumon there. Looking at the top 4. Getting the Greymon, which could have been the missing piece. We did know he has a level 5 in hand. So probably Greymon in Raising, unless you have a tie in hand to play off of it, which seemingly you do. Okay, yeah, the tie from set 1 getting you there. All right, so Arrow Veedramon effect. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Rena on the last hit. That's the one you need. That is the good one. And if you play a tamer, if you play the Ulforce, I believe you get 3 memory back this turn. 1 from the Veedramon, 1 from Vmon, and 1 from the Rena if you play the Rena. Alright, so there's Rena, effect to unsuspend. You unsuspend, gain a memory back from Rena, and then the Vmon you get a memory back for unsuspending, and then the Veedramon you get a memory back. So fully back your turn, put the Greymon back in hand, which is fine because you can put it back in raising, but this is where you can start pushing some damage as Ulforce as well. So attacking in, drawing a card from the Wanyamon, using the Rena effect to play a Davis, getting a restand there. Look at the top 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, putting 2 tamers to the bottom of your deck. Not happy about that, especially with one of them being Arena. But getting a Vmon and first check hits into a WarGrey, which you will evade off the Arena effect. So you will be able to keep your Ulforce, but you will not be able to keep swinging with it. So luckily you do have the evade, so it could have been worse. But that's like the big thing with Ulforce, especially in like an archetype and color that is used to having jamming. Like not having jamming readily available for you with this guy is a little rough. All right, and just deciding on the next play. Obviously would have liked to have punched 1 more damage if possible, but just playing the Vmon for 3 and passing. Now luckily you won't have a lot to do as Aaron on the other side. You only have 3 memory, and you have a rookie in raising, so deciding to keep it there, going Agu X just to draw the card and get the cycle. Probably going to go Greymon on top of it. Yes, the one that was bounced back to hand. 1 memory left. And then going into Metal Gray, passing there. Alright, so gaining a memory back from just the unsuspend there. So you should be at 4 memory, right? Because start a turn. All right, just reading cards. Looks like they're talking if they use the Davis first or not. It looks, yeah, definitely a discussion going on. Yeah, it should be 4. Because I believe Davis activates before... Is it start a turn or start a main phase? Yeah, start your turn. So yeah, it's just by order of what... Start your turn happens, then your unsuspend phase, and then you get the memory back from Rena. Yeah, but I think... based on like the mandatory steps, you can't whiff it that way. Because starter turn happens before the unsuspend phase. All right, going to Gabumon. Why'd you gain the extra memory? Vmon's... I don't believe the Vmon's beginning of turn. During your main phase, which didn't happen during the main phase. It would have happened here, so you're fine. And you know you're playing a Tamer to get a memory from that too, so... Ordering was a little wrong, but you still get there. Okay, 1 check hits into the Flamedramon. 3 security left. You could potentially punch enough damage here. You need another Rena would be very helpful though. Hits into a Greymon. All right, V-Tamer for 2 to get the unsuspension. And depending what's in hand, like the card draw could be important if you need one more Tamer to clench it out. And so that seems to be the case. They're looking for another Tamer. And also, Ulforce X could get you there too. There's your single copy of Greymon X. Oh, another V-Tamer. All right, yeah, that is probably going to be it. Again, the unsuspension there. Attacking in there. Yeah, and there it is. All right. All right, game 2 goes to Joseph. He's able to find his chain, get the Tamers off that you need to, and we're going to go into game number 3. Yeah. The EX3 Flamedramon is what we saw for the DNA for that previous one. It's not necessarily new tech for this. I've seen it before, but not a lot. I think it was mostly I saw it in the Ultimate Cup format last time. So now we are in game number 3, and obviously, I think Joseph was able to find his chain pretty quickly and really able to capitalize on it. A little unfortunate on like one of the security checks, but was able to overcome it, and just not a lot of setup for Aaron on the other side. So we'll have to see what this game number 3 looks like. Both decks I feel like are pretty combo heavy, and because of that, there are a lot of times where you just don't find the pieces of your combo. So you have to be a little bit careful of that. And I would say, yeah, game 1, Joseph bricked a little bit. Game 2, Aaron bricked a little bit. And we'll have to see what this game number 3 looks like. In general, I think WarGrey is probably a little bit favored in this one. But if Ulforce is able to go off, they go off. All right, and we have our hands now. Aaron's going to be deciding who goes first. And it looks like, oh, no, never mind. Joseph's like, no, I don't like this hand anymore. Let's go. Let's try it again. And looking real quick, looks like the rest of our undefeated, so tables 1 through 5, are still playing. And we're just about to hit the halfway mark for this round as well. If you guys missed it, going into this round, so this table 6 is the pair down, but going to this round we had 4 Bloom, 4 Beelzemon X, 1 Gallant, 1 Ulforce, and our Machinedramon, and Machinedramon. This is our Ulforce, our 1 undefeated Ulforce left. All right, Gabu in Raising. Not a Vmon, but still pretty good there. And then a Veedramon there for 2, passing back. Gabu's really good for helping you find more Tamers, but the fact that it doesn't gain any memory back is a little bit rough at times. The memory gained from Vmon, either the EX11 or from the one from BT11, is just very strong for this deck. All right, red memory boost. Oh, there's a rookie if you need it, but there's also a Greymon X, a Greymon, and a Metal Gray X. Oh, looks like quite the decision. If you didn't play a rookie, it's because you didn't have one, but deciding to continue to not have one, very interesting, and passing one back to Joseph. All right, going into Arrow V for 3, passing back 2. Another red mem boost. Oh, you have a rookie. Man, I think they top decked with that, right? Or they didn't want to use Agu X in raising. All right, GeoGrey for 3. Paying the full cost there. Passing 1 right back. All right, pushing up for Joseph. Probably starting to do some damage. Looking at top 3 with the Arrow Veedramon effect. There's a Jerry. There's a Davis. Making sure it says all or one. And it sure does say all. So you can play Ulforce here. You won't be able to keep it your turn, though, but I think you still do it. Yeah, there's Ulforce. So again, what I'm saying, if Joseph's able to establish this early, this could be, a lot of momentum going forward. All right, playing Davis for 3. You do get the unsuspend. You do get the 1 memory back from the Veedramon, and you look top 3 for a blue Digimon. And you get none. You get 2 more Tamers and a blue Mem boost you don't get to see for probably the rest of the game. And there's no protection on there either. So you have to be a little bit careful of that as well. And passing it right back. All right, pushing up the Greymon X. You do have a potential like D-Digivolve right now. Going into the Metal Gray, and it is at the reduced cost. And if you have WarGrey right now, WarGrey can raid over this. That seems to be the case. Digivolve for 3 there. And the raid can be very strong. You do also have Piercing and Security Attack +1. You can do 4 damage right here. All right, so raiding, getting the restand. And that should be Piercing. Yeah, 2 checks. Shouldn't it be... No, it's only 1 check. It's only 1 check. Yeah, missing out on evade really stunk there. And then swing number 2. Yeah, there's no Security Attack +1. My apologies. Oh, you're still big enough. You're still big enough from the +3K. Again, this starting to look a little bit rough. I don't think you're losing next turn inherently as Joseph, but you got to be a little bit upset. Ooh, that hurts. You can't. If you play a rookie straight out, you're probably losing. All right, Veemon and raising. Blue Mem boost for 3. A V-Tamer. Oh my gosh, just finding all of these cards you don't need. That is so unfortunate. Definitely needing like a level 4 or level 5 and finding 2 more rookies and not even being able to play the Veemon because I think you just lose on board if you do that. That's real bad. It's real unfortunate. All right, just choosing like grabbing the Veemon. Yeah, it's looking very like you're very behind for Ulforce right now. And thinking again, you can't, if you play out a rookie, you get to raid again. All right, Jerry for 4. And deciding not to play again. A Leomon means that you could attack with a raid with WarGrey, attack over it. You sure you get your memory back, but piercing with 2 checks, not too happy about that. Yeah, I would almost guarantee that they had Rena in hand. I'd be very surprised. They did not have Rena in hand. I'd be very surprised if they decided to choose Davis over Rena. But it could happen. I do not think that's the case. All right, attacking with the WarGrey, getting a card off the Jerry. It's going to be 2 checks thanks to the Tie Tamer. Oh, are you big enough? You are not. All right, hold up. Hold up. You only get the boost during the when digivolving, so this is something. This could give you a chance to come back. It is not over yet. All right, Metal Gray comes out as well. Again, they have to be careful if they push up with they push up into something. You can get raided, or you could even do like a Metal Gray X on top of the Metal Gray and get the piercing too. Good evening, human. I hope you're doing well. Hope things are good on the East Coast. Not a super late night for me on West Coast time. We'll see. We'll see how long this tournament goes. But I'm moderately optimistic for having 6 rounds today. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to count my security before it pops, but we'll see. All right, so plays the Leomon off a second copy of Jerry and has Lana in raising. Just means to me that, man, they are not finding the pieces they're needing for Ulforce. And it's 5 security to 2 right now. And just counting there. You can have like a security attack plus 2 with piercing over the Leomon. But you have to be careful if the Leomon does get deleted. Alright, yeah, there's the WarGrey. Yeah, no doubt you're going to attack and raid. You're going to have piercing and 2 checks. Unless you have Dorbick. Dorbick can win right here. I think it can, actually. Hold up. If you have 4 more... Yeah, you actually... If you're Dorbick with Flamedramon right now, you win. Because you get to trash 2 cards of security to get rid of the Leomon, and then you still get the end of turn blitz. I think it is. All right, for 3. And then end of turn DNA. You have 4 and 4. Yep, and that trashes 2 security, and that's it. Dorbick into Ragna takes the game. And there we go. So Aaron currently 3-0-1 to Joseph being 3-1. So that means we'll have a max of 5 undefeateds after this round. All right, here we go. Round number 5. Not a familiar face, but some familiar hands. We have Sean back at it again versus his opponent, Will Dawson. Here on table number 1. Let me get these names set up for you guys as well. Yeah, so Sean, we know what they are playing, but we'll keep it. We'll wait until it's public knowledge there against Will Dawson. There we go. And this is round number 5. Again, we have 5 undefeateds, and the pair down is Christopher Reyes, which was the Machinedramon player. We just saw the end of round number 4. So if they lose or tie, next round will be the last round we have. And if they win, we have another 50-50 on table 2, since we'll have 3 undefeateds. And if the pair down wins again, then we'll have our 7th round there. That's what it's looking like today. So likely for 6 rounds. Likely I get to bed at a good time. But we know how odds work. It's possible. And looks like we're getting started here. Yeah, so they're playing... Spoilers. They're playing Beelzemon X. There it is. All right. And the top player, Sean, playing Gallantmon. We saw him earlier today. Also played against Beelzemon X. And the Beelzemon X player was not so fortunate with their draws. So we'll see if this is more of a match between these two. Again, it's a little bit back and forth because some of the Gallantmon lines, depending on what you're playing, does have the effect to trash cards from your opponent's deck to get some additional benefits. And obviously, Crimson mode really likes for your opponent to have a lot of cards in their trash as well, which could be like a counter OTK if they're not careful. So that's definitely a win position for you if you're not careful with the Beelzemon X. So going into Wizardmon for 2, and then Wizard X, and then Impmon for 3. And again, for people just joining us back from the break, we have 5 undefeateds in this round. 2 Beelzemon X, 1 Gallantmon that we're seeing here, a Machinedramon that we saw win the end of round number 4, and also a Bloomlord. Oh, just having to hard play the WarGrey. Not the best position for you right here. And this is a moderately removable card. With no cards in trash, Beelzemon X will probably have a bit of a hard time getting rid of it, but you could. Rival's Barrage would set them back quite a bit. Alright, put a card on top of deck with the Eye of Mako. You can attack with Beelzemon, and this will trash cards off the top of deck. Attacking with it, getting the discards 1, 2, 3. All right, you get the Deathslinger 1 more. You put a 7th circle up there, or 7th full cluster, and then 2 additional mills. Another copy of the Wizardmon, so an additional memory. Hits into another tamer there. And they're both the EX2 versions of Decado. So not a lot of additional benefits from it. You do get like potentially 1 more memory on deleting something. But you would have liked 1 copy of each. All right, just considering here. All right, going into the X, which you can use the full cluster to get rid of the WarGrey, which is pretty strong. I think just confirming the card as well. This is round 5, and I believe we'll have 6 or 7 rounds today. So unless tables 2 and 3 tie, this is not the finals. Which table 3 is Machinedramon, it has a chance. Table 2 has Bloomlord, so there's a chance. But I would expect to have at least 1 more round tonight, if not 2. All right, and a little bit scary there. Already having the Beelzemon X out and not having a lot of gas, not having anything in raising, having to start over from the beginning, and not having the Decado that lets you kind of warp Digivolve up into your Gallantmon, you're in a bad spot. You're definitely going to have to adjust to this. All right, and you do have it, so you can warp Digivolve next turn. That's actually really impactful. There is a mild shot that Beelzy X can win right here, but I don't think I have enough cards in trash to really facilitate that. I believe they only have like 10 cards in trash, so attacking, putting a card on top with Wizardmon, and then trashing 2. So trashing the EX2 Beelzemon, which will let you play an Impmon for free. Playing the BT2 one, and then additional 2 trashing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. So you're at 10. And additional 3 more trashing. So what do we got? Hits into another. Okay. Oh, that always feels so bad. It always feels so bad. Like you're like, fine, I'll give you the 4 memory to play this tamer, and then they're like, oh, here's another one in your security. Perfect. All right, so you're going to be raising it up. I think that was a full pass as well. All right, so using just Digivolving a Groundmon, so not using the Warp effect from the Tocado. Must be missing the War Groundmon. But there's a War Groundmon there. Getting the deletion there, getting 2 more memory off of your Tamers, your 3-drop ones. And no Deathslinger from there. But, oh, getting another Impmon, which you can then delete again. Kind of nice. All right, going into the Growl X. So getting the deletion there. And another EX2. Yeah, we banned EX2, or we limited EX2 Impmon, but they're still just going to be able to bounce it back and continue to get their mill 3s. Don't worry. Milling 3 is still a thing. Okay. They just find another one. That's absurd. We went to the BT12. All right, they do not have a lot of cards left in their security, and there goes the Beelzy X. What a silly turn. You know what's really funny? The full art of Gallantmon for this BT12 one is it literally attacking Beelzy X. Like it's really funny. Because there he is. He's like, have at you. All right, well, not a lot of cards left in deck. I think there's like 2. All right, yeah, not a lot. Yeah, about 4 cards left in deck. A little bit tricky to see with those black sleeves, but I mean, you can attack with Impmon. You definitely have 20 in trash, 100%. You've just been discarding too many cards off the Impmons. All right, and you can, I guess, technically do it twice, but using the effect, attack into it. The Beelzy X from the trash, going into the EX2 one. Getting a card draw, using Ayamako to put a card on top of your deck. Deathslinger. Get the memory back. Alright, that gets deleted. Yeah, you needed that to survive. If that Pokemon gets deleted, you lose. You're in trouble. Yeah, the Pokemon Inheritable might get you. Alright, so if you've got nothing in anywhere. So to be able to delete this Impmon is actually a little bit tricky. He went into EX2 Beelzy, I believe, not the starter deck one. You could potentially, I mean, if you're running hybrids. Additionally, yeah, you could, oh, this is not what you want. I think you could. I think you could still warp off Tamer, right? It's not beginning of turn with Staccato, right? If you could warp into a Gallantmon that could delete that other Impmon, you're in a good spot. Right? Yeah, main. If you have a by Business Tamer 1, yeah, you could have done that. 100%. If you had the pieces, that's an if. But then if you went into Gallantmon to when did you evolving, like the BT12 one, you get the deletion on the Impmon, they trash 2, you win, right? They must not have just had it. But I mean, you know he had one because he digivolved in Raising, so he had to have the other pieces. Because you'd have to have because you know he had a Growlmon and a WarGrey in trash as well. So he must just not have had a Gallantmon to digivolve into. Because it's only Gallantmon. It can't be Gallantmon X. Alright, if this can delete the Impmon, you're in a good spot. This cannot. And Impmon attacking in. Very close game, 1. And we have Samuel, or sorry, Will taking it. And we're going to go into that game number 2. Yeah, if he had Gallantmon, he won. Because you could pop the Impmon and make the mill too. Yeah, but really, really close game. I honestly think, like, I mean, we saw Sean earlier this today take it with the same matchup, and he almost got there again. So we'll have to see if he can get there. I think he can. I would say it's probably a little bit aimed at Beelzy X's side, but I don't know. The deck is not. I mean, it was a crazy turn. That was pretty silly. It is pretty silly. You got the deletion on the Impmon. It got deleted, and then you milled an EX2 Beelzy, and you're like, oh, cool, it's back, right? Like you essentially had the EX2 Impmon in that deck with those plays. It's a little silly. But it's again like this weird thing where both decks kind of like play against each, like, you know, with each other in the sense like, yeah, sure, you get to trash through with your Impmon, but I get effects from deleting your Digimon, so like we both get benefits, and it's just deciding who gets more of a benefit, right? And again, like there's almost no blockers in Beelzy X. So like if you go into Crimson mode, sometimes you just win. Like Crimson just wins you the game sometimes because it burns 3 and then does 1 more damage. All right, starting off with our Guilmons. We did find a Staccato Tamer, which is quite nice, I believe, right? No, that's just another Guilmon. I thought it was the alt art of the new one. And passing through there. Round 6 is probably the finals. This could be the finals, but I highly doubt it. We have 5 undefeateds going to this round. 1 Bloom, 2 Beelzy X, a Gallantmon, and a Machinedramon. All right, we do have our Staccato there from BT12. Played off the Guilmon from BT12, or sorry, the Growlmon from BT12. And then going to there. And that will be it. All right, attacking with Beelzemon. Gets the rival barrage. right, and then Wizardmon after the fact, since you do get to stack your effects there, and then we get another Tocado from the security. So now you have one of each. All right, and you are starting to build a bit of a stack now. And I believe there will be 10 in the trash when you delete Beelzemon, so you do have to be a little bit careful with that. All right, we're going into the WarGrey from BT12. Which means you can Digivolve into a level 6 for cheap if you want to. But deciding not to, going into the WarGrey X. This could get some good power as well, so you get 2 back. And you do get the deletion off that due to the increase, which I believe you have 10. So there is the Beelzy. And you get 1 memory back from the trashing. It's nice that you can, like, it's very strong that you can trigger, like, resolve them in that way. Yeah, so the, what happened there was that you played the Beelzy X off the undeletion of the Beelzemon. And then, all turns once a turn when a card is trashed from your deck, gain 1 for every 10 in your trash. So then you use the Pokemon on deletion to get the additional trashing there. All right, and this goes into Gallantmon from BT12. It will have Blitz due to Tocado. It's a Beelzy X there and gets another deletion. Again, the card art telling the tale. All right, and it's looking really good. A lot of momentum for Sean for this game. I think both decks are a little bit momentum based, and the fact that you're able to get into your Gallantmon and go from there. Does have to start over, but we'll see. We'll see who can race into their second stack. All right, going to Gilmon in Raising. And again, if you have another Gallantmon in hand, we do have the Tocado on board. Playing a red Memboost, I do like this. 2, 3, 4. Probably grabbing the Gallant. And now you're just kind of like in this awkward position where you don't really, you might have to just pass 3. Yeah, or play another Tocado. Nice. You love to see it. Right, yeah, this is starting to be a really good position here for Sean again. Beelzy X definitely has ways to capitalize on it, but ooh, I think getting the insight of not raising up is bad. So it puts an Ayamako in, gets a Itmon or a Beelzy X. Probably going to see like a Bowmon for 3 in raising if you have it. Yep, there it is there. And that's going to be very strong to push out next turn. And looks like about 15 cards, less than 20, but close to 20 cards in trash right now for Beelzy X. Yeah, because now you're just like in this weird weird place for Gallant where you can't really digivolve up your chain because then you lose your ability to use your warp digivolve. All right, so there's a another Beelzemon for 3. You could warp right here if you want to. I don't know if you do, but you could. But I don't think you do. But you could. Okay, popping the red mem boost. Oh, thinking about it, because you can't keep it your turn if you do the Takato warp digivolve either. All right, just playing Growl for 2. I believe actually that's a WarGrey or Growl X. Passing 2. And again, likely 1 more round, potentially 0 more rounds, and potentially 2 more rounds, but likely 1 more. And just thinking there. This is just a weird, like a stare down for both players. Both players could, if you know, it's kind of like a game of chicken. Whoever pushes up first has a good chance of losing, but it's so tempting. It's so tempting to push up, right? We know that you have Beelzy X in hand, using the Beelzy X there, and then reducing the cost by at least 1, maybe 2. Putting on top of the deck. Something. Oh, a second card, and then you get the mill from the Beelzy X, or not the regular Beel. So okay, you did hit a you're 1 of EX2, so 1, 2, 3, and then you have up to 2 Rivals Barrages if you want them, and a memory back from a Wizard, and then yeah, 1 there. Yeah, I decided to take those back. Yeah, not quite getting to 20. One memory to work with, so you can go into Beelzy X, which, again, if you don't have it in hand, you can grab it from your trash as well with one of your one of your Rivals Barrage. You have 4. 2 of them you can use, 2 of them you can't. All right, deciding not to use one of them. Which looks like they would have gotten them 1 more memory based on the Beelzy. So going there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, so only trash in 1. 7th full cluster to get rid of the WarGrey. Pretty understood. Kaustinen. 2 checks. Nothing impactful. Rarely is for Gallantmon. And you don't quite have 20 for blast mode right now. I mean, you could go into it, but you just don't get the deletion. And this is like where it's a little bit scary, because like now what's your follow-up, right? What's your follow-up play? You don't have a lot of cards left in trash. Like you have a bunch of cards in trash. But you don't have a lot of cards left in deck. And if they are able to answer this Beelzy X and, you know, what pops up afterwards, you don't really have a good chance to do anything about it. So just playing an Itmon for 3 and passing. And if they have 30 cards in trash, you win. I doubt that's going to happen. But that could be something with Crimson mode. So this is Sean's turn to make something happen. Let's see, Gallant X Crimson can win it here. Let's see if it's available for you. You do need to have those pieces, and it's not always guaranteed. All right, popping the boost, going to 5. All right. Oh, Gravity Crush. Okay, going for it. Yeah, definitely playing Gallant X. We saw one earlier. All right, using the Staccato effect. Warp Digivolving into... Doing some counting. All right, we're going into Gallantmon. I believe this is the starter deck one? Or is this the EX2 one? I think it actually might be the EX2. Yeah, this is the EX2 one. So we have a red Tamer in play at plus 2k, and then when attack and choose any number with DP adds up to 6k. All right, so you get a bunch of on-deletion effects. All right, there's the Impmon there. And you get memory back due to your other Staccatos. You could have Gallant X after this as well. Yeah, I mean, you've made it this far. You just kind of have to commit to it, right? Oh, no. I mean, this can go into Growl for free. I mean, you can get the deletion on this Impmon moderately easily. Yeah, right? This will get the deletion of it? Yeah. And 2 more off the memory, the Gravity Crush. So, all right, they're not... You're somewhat okay. I wouldn't say you're super okay, but you're somewhat okay. My guess is Gravity Crush was to make sure that like a Deathslinger didn't end up, changing your, affecting your plays, because there was going to be a lot of, discards off deck. That's my guess. All right, and we are potentially potentially approaching game 3 territory. I don't want to say it before it happens. Looks like about 10 cards left in deck for a Beelzy player. All right, Impmon for 3. A little dangerous there. Not a lot of cards in hand. Going to Wizard there, probably using Eye and Mako to stack it, and you could put like a Blast Mode on top of deck to get a deletion. No, not doing that, so just discarding 2, getting a 7th full cluster in there. Seek's a little dangerous. Again, choosing not to put Impmon in Raising too. And table 2 finished. Let me see what they reported. All right, Noah won on table 2, which is our Beelzy. So no Blooms left undefeated. And Machinedramon's still playing at table 3. Playing against Aaron, who was our Ragna Lord player earlier too. All right, Digivolves into Balmon. And then getting an Impmon, which you can put there. All right. Yeah, I think he milled for Bal and then put something on top for Ayamako. I've literally never seen that, but you can do that. All right, Deathslinger there, and we have a new stack. But again, like, you can just win next turn with that Impmon in Raising. You have 4 memory to work with. Asking probably how many cards are left in trash. Yeah, Ayamako is a Wind Digivolving effect, so you get to choose the order of when your Wind Digivolvings resolve. Okay, goes into Crimson mode, and I think he's got 30 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't know. If he's got 30 in there, he loses. All right. Let me make sure. Give me 1 second. I think there's 30 in there, right? All right, yeah. So making sure I couldn't count how many cards. I think it could have just been like, oh, I just want to see how far I could get. But yeah, that was 4 burn and then 1 for game. So Sean taking it to a game 3 with Gallantmon. I have to double check with the Ayamako as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have the same timing. Again, like, it's a scenario where I've never had someone want to do the opposite. You know what I mean? I'm just not sure. It's never come up. and looks like we're setting up. Sean's internet is hanging on. But we'll get there. Maybe it's my internet that's bad. I am like halfway around the world. I'm not sure how Discord decides who's like the owner of the call. It's probably not me. All right, Ayamako getting a Wizard X. And again, we've got about 12 minutes left in regulation. And I'm just going to assume that's Gilmon. I really can't tell. All right, it's getting a little bit better, but maybe because they're just standing still. All right, that was Gil X. Yeah, okay, that was way better. I don't know what filter they used to to make their internet better, but it worked. Oh yeah, let me just press the good internet button. Boom, there it is. Sorry, I pressed the bad internet button. All right, so Gil X in raising. They have three to work with. It's like 4 in the afternoon in Melbourne, so surprised it's looking so dark on Sean's camera setup. But Takado is there, and then Digivolve into the Growl for 2, going into Wizard X for 2 to get the Ayamako, reduce the cost, and then put 1 on top of the deck to discard 2. And 1, 2 Rivals Barrage, which comes right into play. Going to Balmon for 3, getting an additional 1, 2, 3, and a couple Impmons, but not the EX2 Impmon, and passing it back over there. Sean raising the Growlmon. Playing the WarGrey. And then you can nothing got deleted, so you can reduce the devolution and Digivolve into. Does it have to just have Gallant in its name? That's Gallant X. It is just within its name. All right, cool. So you get to delete the stack and get a memory back. Super nice there. And already a lot of momentum. And yeah, for there. But quickly raising another stack in the raising area, already at Wizard X. And then just playing an Impmon. And you don't have you don't have Gallantmon in your sources, right? So you don't get the trash from stack. I don't believe, right? No, you just have WarGrey. And you definitely don't have X Antibody in there. Oh, another Ayamako for him. A little dangerous. Yeah, Slingers activate the effect. So since he didn't have enough cards in trash, Death Slinger was not able to get rid of the Gallant X. More times than not, your opponent has like at least 10 cards in trash, and if 20 it just gets rid of anything. But with less than 10, was not enough in there. I will say, like, one of the things that make like look at Gallant, right? Gallant is a really aggressive deck, but like there's no like really good cards in security. Like best case is like Crimson mode being a 15k at times. Meanwhile, Beelzy X has like so many good cards like Rivals Barrage, Cluster, it has Tamers, like it just has so much good cards that could be lurking in that security and getting you an advantage, right? All right, so Rivals Barrage, getting a Beelzemon, using the Beelzemon Digivolve for 3, and then we'll reduce the cost with the Ayamako. Yes, we will go to 0. Put 2 cards on top of the deck. Yeah, I was surprised that EX2 Impmon got banned before Deathslinger. I've always been on the Deathslinger needs to be at 1. If Deathslinger was at 1, I feel like the deck would be a little bit more balanced. Obviously, EX2 Impmon's very good too, but Deathslinger was definitely on my radar a little bit more. I'm not a Beelzy X player either, so I'm okay with both at 0, but there it is. All right. September 8, 9, 10. I believe it's, yeah, you get 1 back. Yeah. I don't believe there's 20 in there yet. Yeah, I believe he hit his 1 of EX2 Impmon. Oh, look at this army of Impmons there too. Very scary. Okay, there is the Imp X. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 1, and looks like 2. And now you also get the 7th full cluster. Get rid of it. Looking very good here for Beelzy. Finding all the pieces they need when they need it. All right, Beelzemon for 3. Milling 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Deathslinger doesn't matter since you have the Takato up, but all right. This is the turn. How many cards? I mean, if you have 20 cards in trash, which I believe he does, Crimson wins you right here. Crimson wins you the game. But that's, you haven't gotten a lot of cycle, and it's asking for a lot. All right, pushing up. Not feeling super confident. They're not looking very confident. We'll see. Looks like about 12 cards left in trash, or in deck. Yeah, you'll probably have to do the... Okay, no. All right, that is not Crimson. But you could get enough enough memory back from your plays to get there. There's still a chance. Yeah, okay, Gravity Crush. Okay. You're getting there. If you have another Gravity Crush, and then like if you go WarGrey to WarGrey X, you get the additional memory off Pop and the Impmon and Impmon X, and then you get like the memory back. All right, there is the WarGrey. It's the deletion there. Get some memory back and 1 from the inheritable. 1, 2, 3. No good hits. All right, you are safe. Could have used BT12. Yeah, and what, put more inheritables underneath it? Yeah, because you can like fail to find, right? Yeah, it would be free. Just get more inheritables, but deciding not to do it. All right, now yeah, just intensely thinking that time is ticking. Table 3 is still playing as well. If Table 3 is a tie, next round will be the last round. Yeah, WarGrey X would do a lot here, but it's looking like they don't have it. All right, goes into Gallant. And we'll get rid of the Impmon. And you can raid with it as well. So when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon 6k DP or less. And then when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon 6k or less if opponent's Digimon was deleted by this effect. I think you have to do the when Digivolving. Oh no, you can increase the effect. That's right. Yeah. But this just gets an Impmon out. Yeah. All right, now you still have your Blitz off your Tocado. You can raid. You can delete the Impmon and then raid over. Yeah, and then you still get the when attacking to delete the Impmon, right? Yeah, and then he's going to play it again. Yeah. That's a little rough. I don't think he was big enough to get rid of the... I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of tricky, right? You need to just delete only the Impmon. And even then, like, there's a good chance that Blast Mode just wins you it too, right? Yeah, all right. There's that, and calling it a game.
All right, here it is. Round 7, our finals. For today's tournament, Machinedramon with Christopher Reyes on the top there versus Noah on Beelzemon X. We got a couple more minutes. A lot of people just piling on that Machinedramon. Putting that prediction, using those channel points. And looks like we're good to go. Noah liking their opening hand. Christopher going to take another go at it. Again, this is finals, but it is still timed. So we will potentially, Machinedramon is one of the slower decks in this format, just because it doesn't really punch for winners. Like it wins, but it takes sometimes 10 minutes to actually win, right? Like it gets to a position where your opponent can't win, but also you still need to take a couple turns to win at the same time. So we'll have to see what this looks like. All right, and looks like Noah is going first. Going into the Imp X. And then going into the Wizard, passing to. Going to Christopher there, hatching a Dorimon. Digivolving into a Dorumon. The new security rookie. And Analog Man to pass back to. Standard opening, I think, for Machinedramon, going into the Wizard X. And then for the 3, going to Balmon, getting the 1, 2, 3. Ooh, the EX2. Ooh, what a good one. So you get your memory back, keep it your turn, and then you also get the additional 1, 2, 3. Rivals Barrage, feeling good as well. Pretty good mills there. And 5 cards in trash already means that you're in a pretty good spot. It's pretty good. Noah's set up pretty quickly already. Definitely something where Noah and like even with like Imon EX2 at 1, like this is a really good position for the deck. So attacking with the Balmon, and looks like thinking about putting a card to the top of the deck, putting Rivals Barrage, and then getting the additional mills. And that's 2 Ayamakus in the trash, and then a 3rd Rivals Barrage if they choose to. Yeah, so that's 3 already. That's pretty good. You have access to a lot of cards in your trash. Hitting into a Dorumon, but not the security one. Those places would want to be reversed. And then playing an Impmon for 3 passing there. Alright, it's on Christopher's turn. And it looks like about 10 cards in trash right now. So if the Balmon's on deletion should trigger. I'm not sure if there's a Beelzemon in there. I don't think there is right now. We're going from there. So 3 memory, deciding if they want to use Analog Man's effect to discard a card from hand. Alright, there's the Volk. Going up to 4 and getting another card in hand. Alright, and keeping raising. Digivolving for 2. And then Black Memboost for 3, passing back to 1. Looking at the top 4 cards of deck. Probably getting the Gigadramon. Yep. And that will be it for there. All right, going back to Noah. All right, attacking with Balmon. No longer has the undeletion effect. Getting some additional mills. Wizardmon to get a memory back, so now at 2. All right, they also have the EX2 Beelzemon X, which means you get to play an Impmon from your trash. It's going to be the starter deck one that you also milled at the same time. And then 2 more, hitting a Deathslinger, so now at 3 memory. Seems pretty good. Hits into a Numemon, so Balmon does survive that check. And looks like around 15 cards in trash. Using a Rivals Barrage. Probably to get a Beelzemon. No, getting a rookie. That makes sense because you don't have one in raising, so going there. And with near 20 cards in the trash as well. Also, if your Balmon stack gets deleted, you'll definitely have 20. You just get a lot of advantage from your star deck Impmons. All right, going Wizard for 2. Deck's starting to look a little thin. I'd say about less than 20 left in there. Impmon X for free. Are we going to discard an option card? Nope, but we are going to go Wizard for 2. Oh, sorry, for free. And then attacking with the Imp X. Hits into a Metal Tyrannomon, so that will get deleted there. All right, and then into Balmon again for 3. 1, 2, 3. 7th full cluster in there, and then also the EX2 Beelzemon as well. And playing the Trash 3 Impmon. A little dangerous there. You don't have that many cards left in your deck, but There we are there. So back to Christopher's turn, like 4 minutes later. quite a long turn for Noah there. You should be able to go up into a level 6 though, and keep it your well, go up into a level 6 in general. Looks like deciding on the analog man if you want to do something about it. Yep, getting rid of the Gigadramon to gain a memory and draw a card. Yep, popping the memory boost to go down to 5, or to go up to 5 rather. All right, going into our Gigadramon, or sorry, Megadramon. Getting the deletion there. Deathslinger does get you an additional memory, so you're at 0. And you could go into potentially a Kaustinen, but it's not doing as much as you'd really want to. Only because, like, you can get rid of one of these stacks, but they have another one, right? All right, put 3 pieces underneath there. You get to Digivolve 1, 2, and 3. Get a draw from Dorbimmon. I don't... Blocker, I believe, is in that stack, but I'm not 100% sure. I think there's a chance for Kaustinen to establish a spot here, but it's definitely looking a little bit towards the favor of Beelzemon X. They've gone a lot of mills, more than average for what the decks are looking like right now. All right, pop in the delay effect, finding another EX2 Beelzy. Yeah, we've not seen a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, should be 20 plus cards in the trash there. But just going to be digivolving straight up. Not a lot of cards left in deck, though. It looks like only 3, so you do have to be a little bit careful. I believe the EX2 Beelzy is a May. Yeah, you may. And I'm guessing he will choose to not to May. And everything on board can currently swing as well. All right, so it goes into the Beelzemon X for 1. All right, 2 cards in the security are now trashed. And then 7th full cluster to try to get rid of the Kaustinen. Removing 2 sources. It looks like keeping the blocker, but you still have 3 swings. So I don't believe it makes a difference. Well, that is a large. That's a large. Fun fact. This is a maybe not a super fun fact. All of the cards, every set on the Bandai official website, it's there are different card sizes. They do not standardize it. So if you take the images from their card site, you have to resize them every time. So that is why it is very easy on, I don't know, if you're like approaching 7 hours of stream by yourself with it entering 1 a.m. for you just to press the button and bring it up there. All right, Analog Man with the redirect. And then, yeah, just attacks there. Yep, that is it. And there it is. All right, so we do have Noah taking game 1. 1 game away from taking this tournament. Going 7-0 with Beelzemon X in Ultimate Cup format. But Christopher still has a chance. I know a lot of people thought that Machinedramon is the deck to punish Beelzemon X, and I would also concede that Noah was a little lucky going into this game. He did see the EX2 Impmon off like the first trash off the top of your deck, which did get a lot of early advantage for it. So we'll have to see if he can do that again for game 2. But if he is, that is our winner for this tournament. So, and I think Chris honestly had like an okay start. Nothing too aggressive. I think generally you want to kind of go up in raising and then just kind of go into your Kaustinen. But sometimes Beelzy just gives you time to set up, and if you do, Machinedramon can really take advantage of that. Okay, and just making sure they're cutting the decks as your opponents are wanting it. All right, 5 there. All right. Going into Dorumon there. On top of Dorimon. Into the Jazzer. Pretty good start. All right, and then Imp into Imp X into Star Deck Imp. So seeing a lot of rookies in our opening hand. And see if you're able to convert them into your high end. 1 memory for Chris again. Same play as last game. Just playing Analog Man does get you a lot of memory and setup the earlier you play it. So that's quite nice. And considering, yeah, going in for the attack with the Impmon. Ooh, hitting into a second Analog Man. That can give you a lot of advantage. Second hit into a Jazzard as another one, so that does hit the trash there. And then having to just play the Beelzemon. That's a little rough. Just missing out on level 4s in there. And Chris is taking a good old gander at his hand. And if he discards with the Analog Man, he's decided to not. Oh, he's just simply not using Analog Man effect. And not raising. And just playing Doru for 3. Doru can find Chaos X, right? Yeah, you can get there. That's a neat little ad. All right, and we see the EX2 Impmon there, and then we also have the Bile X being played, getting rid of the Dorumon. Hardly ever see that play, but here it is. All right, another Imp X in Raising. You're going to run out of rookies moderately soon. I think we've seen like 5 or 6 rookies from our Beelzy X player already. Attacking in with the starter deck, already down to 2 cards left in security. Gets the deletion there. And again, if they're able to set up their Machinedramon, it's pretty scary. All right, so Digivolving for 3. And no Deathslinger and no Wizardmon to keep it your turn, and that is going to be it. All right, and discarding a Gigadramon off Analog Man number 1, and then a Megadramon off the Analog Man number 2. And looks like going into Machinedramon for 3. Looking at top 5. There's another Machinedramon, but no Kaustinen yet. It's kind of important for you. All right, gets the Machinedramon to hand. And Kaustinen in hand would be very solid. Ooh, okay, this is a completely different game now. This is now incredibly in Chris's favor. He's able to set up. Doesn't matter how much security he's at. He could be at 0 security right now. For 3, yeah, you will get the Digivolve there. You will not be able to keep it your turn. But back, and you know, honestly, back down to a Beelzemon is not terrible. With only 1 memory to... Oh, no, you get the... oh, you have the Dorbimmon underneath. Oh, that's so good. All right, and now you do also have the Metal Gray underneath it, so you can attack and attack over there. No piercing, but still very strong. And you don't want to pass a whole lot of memory, but... Oh, no! All right, it's going to take like 15 minutes, but we're going to go to game 3. I'm calling it. I'm just going to go through all these effects. So getting another Chaos X. All right, putting those 2 underneath. That is very good. If Noah has a way to win this, Noah deserves to win this entire tournament. Because this is such a wall now. 2 analog men up, so many sources there. And yeah, just rough. Just rough for Noah. Just playing Impmon and passing. Yeah. I mean, you're going to put another Metal Tyrannomon underneath your Chaosdramon. And so you get to trash 2 cards from their security for being able to attack over their Impmon. It's super good. Now Christopher's deck is looking thinner than Noah's. Imagine just a Arresterdramon just like scooping up and being like, oh, shouldn't it, was it 2? Maybe I missed it. Shouldn't it be 2? It must have been 2. I'm just tired. I need to go to bed. And everyone else in chat's probably thinking the same thing. It should be trash too, right? Right? Because you have 2 different variations of it. Because he's got 2 copies of metal. Yeah. Yeah, I'm tired, but it's like 1 a.m. here almost. I'm allowed to be. It's like It's like a balmy 4 o'clock in the afternoon over there. Because you should have 2 copies of it. All right, looks like Noah finally has a little bit of, cards to work with, but it's probably going to be a little bit too late. They're not just as tired as I am. Highly doubt. Only I'm allowed to be tired. All right, getting the memory off. Analog Man, probably just to be able to go into a Machinedramon for 3, and then from there... Oh, you could just put it underneath there. Yeah, this is going to get 2 checks. Oh, so if you would have trashed correctly, you would have won right here. Or potentially push for game. All right, so it's going to have secure attack +1. Oh, and get rid of your tamer. Yep. There and there. 1, 2, 3. All right, they get to gain a memory off the slinger. They only have like... Okay, they have like 10 cards in there. They're probably fine. All right, well, there is the Machinedramon. You gotta be kind of careful here. It is pretty insane how much Cycle Machinedramon can get as well, right? Yeah, because this like mills you 6. All right. Well, okay, 2 cards left in deck. If you can do it, you can do it. All right, scooping it up. All right. See? All right, it only took 10 minutes. I quoted 15 minutes for them to win. But here we go. Going into game 3. I'm running a quick ad just so it doesn't auto do an ad in match. But we got game 3 for round number 7, final match. You guys are only going to miss some shuffling. But here we go, game number 3. But yeah, Machinedramon's just so strong. Like once you see that Kaustinen X, you are set. You win. You almost always, like I rarely say such definitive things in card games, but your opponent usually can't do anything. At least in this Ultimate Cup format. It's just very, very strong. Very, very, very strong. Luchito, hello. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's so strong. All right, and looks like Noah is good with their. They're just starting off on their opening hand. Yeah, Beelzy is definitely still tier 1. All right, neither player liking their opening hand for game 3. I'm going back. All right, and we are back from ads probably, hopefully. You guys literally missed nothing. They both shuffled, and they both said, these cards stink, and let's try again. right, and we did have Noah lose that last game, so he gets to choose who goes first. I'm going to assume he would like to go first, but we'll have to end up seeing that. All right, security's secured. Cards in hand, 5. We're started off. Yep, and Noah starting hatching his Yamon, going into a starter deck Impmon, going into an Impmon X, and then playing a... that is a lot of rookies. That is a lot of rookies. All right, and a black memory boost looking at top 4. There is a Kaustinen. Yeah, it looks like that will be the ad. All right, and passing back to Noah there with only 1. We're attacking with Impmon. Hit into a Machinedramon. Oh man, hitting into an EX2. This is a lot of early advantage here. Okay, gets 1 memory back, so at 2. But yeah, getting to 10 cards in discard in trash so quickly is such a big boon, such a good momentum swing for Noah here. All right, and just not seeing any level 4s again though. So this is like the best and worst of the last game, of the last 2 games, where you get that early trash momentum, but just not seeing those level 4s. All right, this is definitely something that could be capitalized by Chris right now. Looks like he's pushing up. Going into the Aandroidd for 3. Megadramon, Dorbimmon, and Analog. So, no hits there. Putting 3 cards in trash. Now, you could pop your memory boost to be at 4. The only thing is that you don't inherently have a removal for this Beelzemon, especially since like there's no Digivolving. It's a little bit hard to interact with right now. All right, just going straight into the Kaustinen for 4. Drawing 1. Putting 1 source underneath it because that's all you've got right now. Any from hand. Looks like a Metal Tyranno and a Gigadramon. So it does have blocker from Aandroidd. Plus a 1k and can pop things. And also, you know, on deletion you get there. So one back. And if you had Kaustinen X, you'd definitely pop the Mem boost and go do the double stack, but you don't. So there we go. All right, bringing up the Imp. Okay, going there. Let's see if we get any mills. 1, 2. Yeah, no Wizardmon, nothing to keep it your turn. Now, right now, you don't have any interaction, though, with that board, so you're a little bit safe. There's no Metal Gray underneath it. We do have a Dorumon in raising now. Charizard for 2. And just passing 1 right back. A little bit back and forth. Neither player has their optimal setup. You see Noah looking down a little bit. Looking like he wished his hand was a little bit better. Hasn't hit a Rival's Barrage. Not enough in trash for Deathslinger. Probably not a Beelzy X either. All right, and going into the Bal X, just get some trashing due to that. Okay, you did hit a Beelzy X from Beelzy from EX2, which will let you play an Entmon from your trash. And there, so the on deletion trash 3 can be good there. Two memory for Christopher. Deciding on pushing it up. You know, you do have 4 memory available to you with your black memory boost. But deciding not to use it again. Not seeing the tamers, like the analog man, would be very important here. Yeah, you're tempted to attack too, but if this hits like an Ayamako, Commentator's Curse, this will get the deletion there. They will get 1, 2, 3. You won't get the deletion there. I knew it! See? Look at me. I play this game. I play this game so much. I watch people play this game even more. You know it's in there. You know it's that top security. You know if they haven't found it all game. Bam. Top security right there. And that's, you know, it looks like Noah's a little bit peppier right there. Like, okay, now I've got some advantage. Now he probably has a lot of cards that are in his hand that he wished was at the top of his deck. And guess what? They can now be at the top of your deck. Only issue is that you only have these Balmons out, so you need to have a Beelzy X to take advantage of it, but we'll see if that happens. All right, deciding to attack there. You do not have the on deletion. And hits into a Metal Gray. Okay, you do get deleted 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, going into the secret rare version of Beelzy from the Star deck. So you get to put a card to the top of your deck. Gain 1 back. 2, 3. There is a Deathslinger. And a Rival's Barrage finally as well. So you do get to get 2 memory back. Or 1 memory back from the Deathslinger, and then also 1 memory back from the 2 memory back, it seems, from the Beelzy, as well as the Rival's Barrage. Can't pop that right now. But again, like, all this momentum now. And we'll see if they have the X antibody in hand now, too. And I think just asking to read the effects of it. I don't think there's a full cluster in the trash right now either. And with 1 memory available, yeah, you can definitely go into Beelzy X. And then, yeah, there it is. All right, this should trash 2 cards from security. 1 and 2. Another Metal Gray in trash now. Again, no 7th full cluster. Would have been fantastic there to try to pressure out this Kaustinen. Okay, getting the attack there. Double Wizardmon. Must be nice. And do you have a... No, you don't. All right, so 1 check here. And top card off with Dorbiemon. You could play it. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? And if you have Blast Mode, I think you get it, right? You don't have any redirects. Analog Man was not the last card in your security. Both Blast and Trash, I see. Assuming they're not running a third. I've seen crazier things. I've seen Bloom Lords play 4 quartz. Do not recommend it. Oh. There's your Death Slingers. Alright, all 3 at the bottom of your deck. You got 4 cards left in deck. Okay, here's the issue. You don't even have anything close to a wall right now. You have blocker on your Kaustinen, but you don't have any analog mans out, and it's very rough for you. Beelzy was able to put the pressure, and I don't think there's a way to make them discard 4 cards from their deck. I mean, what? You could de-digivolve if you have Chaos X by digivolving it and then getting the when digivolving effect off the Kaustinen. But I don't even think that's enough. Oh, wait. Okay. Hold up. Hold up. You need to be able to put a Reboot as well underneath there and then play an Analog Man, so then you can redirect 2 swings. Because we have Metal Tyranno underneath it as well. Yeah. So we have Metal Mamemon. Which does not give piercing. Gain a memory from Dorumon. Right, you do have Metal Tyrannomon underneath it. And this also, obviously bypasses the on-deletion effect. But I don't think you have Reboot, right? Metal Tyranno effect, yeah, Trash Top. And I guess you play an Analog Man and pray. If you have it. That you need a blocker in there. 1, 2. You don't have Reboot, right? If you have Reboot, you're in a good spot because that has blocker now. Okay, it does have Reboot. Okay, you're actually in a good spot now. You have 2 blockers. Because you did have the analog, not the analog, but the Aandroidd. But yeah, definitely no analog man makes it a little scary. What gives it Reboot? Where's the... I forget, which level 5 gives Reboot? Is it Gigadramon? It is, right? Yeah, which he definitely has. Yeah, I didn't think he had it, but it looks like he narrowly top-decked what he needed. And without Analog Man, you just don't get as much cycle as you usually need for a deck like this. Yeah, I agree. I think there's a good chance that these boys are just too big. Yeah, we know those double Death Slingers, but no cards left in deck either. Seems rough. I think Christopher's got it. All right, I'm going to use the effect to put a card on top of your deck just to keep it there, just so you don't lose on the spot. Oh, you're going to just gain the memory. You need like you need to be able to go into Beelzy and then 7th full cluster. You have the on deletion effect. You do need to block this. Trashing that, yep. Is there 7th full cluster in there though? All right, there's that. There's your Beelzy. Using it to get Beelzy X. And if you have 7th full cluster, you don't lose on the spot. All right. I don't think there is. Yeah, pass. Yeah, I don't think there's a 7th full cluster. Honestly, I don't think there is. I think that's it. Christopher takes it.